I don't know how to preface this without sounding like I'm fear-mongering, but I'm just going to provide you with the truth. And the truth is that in every major city in the US, there is an underground network of single women sharing information about the men that they meet from dating apps like Hinge or Tinder or Bumble. And they are using Facebook groups as well as an actual app to share information about these men. How attractive are they compared to their photos? Are they good or bad in bed? Are they clingy? Are they creepy? Not really to share warnings in case a man is dangerous. This is about red flags. Is he someone that they have deemed dateable, or is he unsuited for marriage? And as you can probably already tell, this has spiraled into a very toxic place. So there is an actual app called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And you have networks of women in each city talking amongst themselves about the single men that they have gone on dates with and sharing basically their Yelp reviews. Think of this man as a product or a restaurant that they've visited, and they are giving him ratings. So, cautioning other women against dating this guy, and I guess if they had anything nice to say about him, they would have continued dating him. So most of the time it's negative.
For this, the women should have to then write like a 1-paragraph character assessment of themselves so that the women...
That's only fair.
So that the women can judge whether they believe that woman to be a reliable narrator.
Even on Uber, the driver gets to rate you too. That's only fair.
There you go.
So I was reminded of this app existing because of a Reddit post that was on X the other day. They say there is a doxing, stalking network in every major city in the US called Are We Dating the Same Guy, where women post men after bad dates, make up rumors after breakups, and so on. Literally a heterosexual dark age. And this woman is talking about how her younger brother got exposed on this Facebook group. He was posted to a group of 110,000 members, just a screenshot of his Hinge profile. And the caption was, "Anyone talk to this guy? They're trying to crowdsource opinions on him." To give you an idea, my brother is pretty douchey looking, but he's genuinely a cool guy who treats women respectfully.
What the...
She's being objective.
I don't care. Bro, family
there
first.
There are 150 plus comments. About 4 are actually from women saying they have met him or gone on a date. The rest are insane, wild speculation. Commenters deciding he must be a serial cheater based on his appearance. A few saying he's probably gay. My brother sometimes works weekends, and one of the top comments said, "I matched with him, but I noticed he's slow to respond on weekends. It's pretty clear he's hiding something." Many comments.
Maybe he's got a job, huh? Maybe he works.
That's a good thing.
Maybe he's got to make money so that he can buy stupid clothes to impress women like you.
Gleefully critiquing his appearance, everything about him heavily scrutinized and mocked. Facial features to his fashion sense, his beard, and everything in between. It was surprising to see, since women usually seem to think he's handsome IRL. Well, a forum like this for women to crowdsource opinions is inevitably going to nosedive into this type of toxic gossip and insults, and just not even gossip from any personal experience with the man, but what they believe him to represent. And it reminded me of the gigantic scandal that took place in 2022 about West Elm Caleb. There was this guy in New York City who was going on tons of dating app dates with women, and he would woo them on the date and be super charming and suddenly ghost them shortly after the fact. And all of these women started finding each other by making TikTok story times about West Elm Caleb. And they all found out they were dating and getting ghosted by the same guy. He was dragged. People found out who he was. And he was essentially made into the mascot for fuckboys and douchebags everywhere.
Maybe y'all just weren't that interesting.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's wrong to ghost someone.
Yes.
It's wrong to, use someone for sex, whatever. But you know what? It's also wrong to dox someone's personal information and start an actual witch hunt around this individual because he reminds you of your ex-boyfriend. I don't even know what what could possibly justify this behavior, but it should be illegal. Are We Dating the Same Guy is surprisingly still in operation. It says on its website, a place for women to protect, support, and empower each other. Join a safety support community of over 6 million women worldwide. We help women navigate the dating landscape by providing resources, real experiences, and a strong community that looks out for one another.
Remember that corporo speak I was talking about earlier? All of that was just in that whole description of the app.
So they claim that Are We Dating the Same Guy is more than just a community. It is a movement dedicated to protecting women in today's dating landscape. So they're telling you this app's purpose is to help women avoid dangerous situations with criminally violent, predatory men. That is not the purpose of this app at all.
To gossip.
The purpose of the app is gossip.
And character assassination.
Yes, exactly.
It's what women love more than anything.
It is one of their tried and true
at least
tools for social control.
Not
this is
women, but
biologically
this type of woman,
No,
a
this
certain
is-
type of woman.
No, it's all women. It's all women. I'm telling you as someone from experience that we are biologically wired to gossip. It is a protection mechanism. It is a form of social cohesion amongst women to not only spread secrets as a form of social currency, but also to weaponize them when deemed necessary.
I saw this video.
To shun in terms of punishing someone's behavior socially.
I saw a skit over the weekend. It was like me when I tried to gossip with my husband, and she he gives her this information. She starts asking him questions. He's like, I don't know.
Usually
he's like, it's literally
yeah.
like, I don't know. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's literally me about everything. Like, everything. It's like, what happened? Yeah, I don't know.
Men's brains just don't work the same way.
Sorry, my brain is small enough as it is. It does not need to be weighed down by extraneous information that I do not need nor care about.
So aside from Are We Dating the Same Guy, I ended up in a rabbit hole about its predecessor, a now defunct app called Lulu. This person replied to the viral tweet saying, there used to be an app built on top of Facebook called Lulu, where women would leave reviews and ratings of men they went on dates with. It was filled with similar stuff. And this was where you could rate guys. It could be done based on if they're cheap, if they're good or bad in bed, if they're funny. It was designed to, quote unquote, make online dating safer for women, since Tinder and Bumble had just come out at the time. This was around 2013, 2014. They were then purchased and shut down in 2016. So Lulu no longer exists, but Are We Dating the Same Guy is basically the same business model. And it went wrong in the same exact way. And then a guy retaliated by releasing a version for men called Chicklopedia, where men rated women, and all of the girls freaked out and made a huge PR issue out of it, to such an extent that Facebook banned Chicklopedia.
So men can't rate women, but women can gossip about men. It's
Funny.
like when
Funny how that
women,
works.
it's like women wanting the height thing on a social media app, but a guy asks for your weight and
Everything
Everything-
loses their
Ooh,
minds. We have
there's
a
a
20
20
from Shane H. Wilder. My brother may look douchey, but he's a nice guy, is giving. He may have advanced delusionary schizophrenic with involuntary narcissistic rage, but he is a very gentle person. This app is cringe, and as a man, we would never. Well, you did! Chicklopedia happened. It just got banned. So I believe that if Facebook hadn't shut it down, it would still exist today. I just wanted to show this throwback from 11 years ago around the pre-launch of Chicklopedia.
This is Chicklopedia, the first guys-only app that allows you to view, rate, and review women. The first step is logging in with Facebook, but don't worry, it's anonymous and will never post anything to your wall. Scroll through the girls in your life and choose the one you like. You'll be able to see everything about her, from her best and worst features to her rating on anything you might be interested in, from her sense of humor to her performance in the bedroom. If you want to rate her, say how you know her, then rate how she performs across 15 different categories. Maybe she snores or has big feet. Leave a hashtag here. You can also recommend her to a friend if you think he'd like her instead.
Yup.
If you want to
Bro,
see how
this is why we can't solve world hunger or fix any of our actual problems in society.
She compares in your college, state, or even nationally, then you'll be able to see her ranking on leaderboards for every single trait. But Chiclopedia is much more than just a simple rating app. It's also a way to manage your social life. You'll be able to see the rating of all the upcoming events in your life. See what the hottest events are this Friday. Then check out the girls attending.
72% chicks.
Mm-hmm.
And even see how much competition there is, so you can choose more wisely.
Okay. All right.
This was a real thing.
All right.
Until Facebook put a stop to it. And I admit it's a petty clapback to Lulu at the time, but only fair. It's only guys playing the same game that the women were playing with their own version. And it's unfair that this one got shut down and Lulu was allowed to thrive.
I can't.
And now we still have a new version of it that is in operation today. It is psychotic. Clearly, you look at this video from 11 years ago. That is ancient history in internet years.
Yep.
It didn't get any better. We've only gone downhill from this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, at the time, dating apps were this new, fun thing. It had its own charm and novelty to it. People are unequivocally fatigued with dating app culture at this point. And I think that people should be ready by now to admit that this isn't working. Like, whatever we're doing here, gamifying the dating world, it's not working.
Yep.
Putting people on basically like a baseball card of stats instead of treating them like a nuanced human being, it's not working. None of this is working.
Imagine
commodifying people, rating them like it's an Amazon review of a product. It's not working.
The imagine, the men and women who actually are like really, really good with people, have great in-person charisma, who then have to be boiled down to a scorecard where none of their actual ability to interact with the world kind of shines through.
Yeah.
And all of this plays on the worst aspects of like whatever your neuroses are, whatever your aversions are, or the things that you think about now due to trauma in your life because of the opposite sex. All of that is just magnified to 1,000 on stuff like this. And it's, in a lot of ways, I think, very anti-human.
It is.
It's anti-human experience at the very least. And it's a bad thing for society, all of it.
Yeah, I think that it's self-evident. You can deny it all you want, but it's self-evident that the dating app algorithm is dehumanizing to everyone involved. And everyone feels demoralized by this state of affairs. And they even make jokes on the dating apps about, this is the story of how we met. We can just lie to people and say that we met in person. No one likes the idea of meeting through these avenues.
Yeah.
But it's not making anything better by essentially making people feel like they're about to get targeted and personally witch hunted by their entire town.
Well,
for what? For not being funny enough, for having bad breath, anything.
You and Phil have had back and forth before about the risks of approaching women in public, right? And like men...
Literally, you can tell by now, there is less risk in actually just approaching a woman in real life than putting yourself on a dating app for people to go screenshot your profile, spread it to hundreds of thousands of people, and crowdsource information about you. And crowdsource opinions and gossip about your life.
My point was more that you're going to lose either way. That it's a lose-lose situation.
Yes, the modern dating world is a hellscape. Mm-hmm. There's no way around that. We can't deny that. But there are ways to mitigate the damage. And I honestly
have money, gentlemen.
I honestly think that dating apps and the entire ecosystem of gossip and backstabbing and lies that surround these dating apps, as you can tell, is not the way to go. Whatever we're doing with all of this, it's not working. You would probably be better off by stepping back and doing things something closer to the old-fashioned way. Yeah. That's just my opinion. But clap back at me and try to debate me if you want.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.